Hey guys, how's it going today? Hope everybody is doing well out there. Uh, got a hello
I'm doing
from
well. Thank
Seattle.
you.
Oh, sorry, Jody's
Thanks
doing
for
good.
asking. Yeah.
Uh, Devon, UK, and Seattle. That's where we know we're from. Now, I mean, not we're from.
Okay.
We're from.
We're not there.
Yeah. I mean,
I've actually never been to either of those places.
I've been to Seattle.
I think I've I think we're trying to do a family trip to the PNW this summer, if we can make that happen. I think. I think we'll be allowed to travel again.
We'll see. That's a lot of up in the airness there.
Well, no, we're gonna drive.
Oh. Well played. Well played. All right.
Well played.
Um, Gabriel Rhodes is asking about 3D Warehouse. Anybody can get on 3D Warehouse. There was a change about, what was it, a year back, where you do have to log in to use it, but it's not a paying customer thing. You just have to create an account. That's all.
Yep. Yep. Very true.
Whoa, I got confused because there's Dorset and Devon, both
Right.
sunny
I did that too.
and in the
I mean, I know
UK.
they're not the same.
Andrew and
Yeah.
Keggy are different people, right? I don't know.
Well, I'm used to being sunny in Dorset, but I don't remember ever hearing a weather status in Devon. So thanks, Kiki, for keeping us apprised of your situation.
All right.
It's
YouTube's on
sunny
time
in
today.
Longmont, Colorado today, but there's still a couple of inches that haven't quite melted yet from yesterday's snow. That was some weird snow yesterday.
That's Colorado in the spring, though. We get all the weather in a day. All
Yeah.
right. Well, let's kick this thing off. Hey guys, how's it going? I am Aaron. If we haven't met, or if we have, I'm still Aaron. Man, that joke never gets old. I still thoroughly
But
enjoy saying that. Um, I'm the SketchUp guy. I'm going to be doing some modeling today, and with me, as always, is Jody Gates. Hey, Jody.
that's me. I'm a SketchUp guy, but not the SketchUp guy. I'm always wondering, Aaron, when you're going to actually show us the tattoo that says that.
Uh, I got nothing. I don't know. I got stuck. I'm like, what's a smart thing to reply to that?
Oh, clever,
Apparently,
clever,
just
clever.
sit
Oh,
and
no,
stare.
never mind.
Um,
No.
okay, let's. Oh, I'm gonna start over. All right. Hey guys, I'm Aaron, the SketchUp guy. So yeah, today's gonna be a fun one. This is gonna be a blast. I don't know if you guys are fans of the movie Mystery Men. I've loved that movie since like it came out. I had it on VHS.
I too had it on VHS. This is how I can tell if something is a good movie by my standards is did I go out and actually purchase it?
And I,
And yeah, I had it
yeah,
on VHS.
I probably watched it way too many times, but I thought it was cool because it was not only a funny movie, it was, I mean, fairly well made for when it was made, and it was a superhero movie before superhero movies were everywhere, and I thought that was just
Right.
cool.
See, that's really the tricky part, right? Is or the thing to remember is there's so many superhero everythings now, and literally there was just the every 2 decades there was a Batman or a Superman, and otherwise that was pretty much all there was superhero
Yeah.
ish.
Now it's, I mean, there seems like there's a new TV show rolling out every week that's a superhero of some sort, which is cool. I mean, I'm all for it. I grew up on comics, so that's really cool. But this was like original. It was based on the comic, but man, there was no hardly any other uh, comic movies out there. So, but recently they released it back on a Netflix, so that's really cool. All these
Yeah,
people who I'm telling,
it's
oh, you have to see it now, like they can actually go see it.
right. That's the most important part here, right? Is to remind to make it clear that like Steve, I don't know if Steve's watched it yet. He's supposed to watch it. But he's been talking about this Florida man being a superhero, and this is very much in the spirit of Florida Man, right? You've got a character named the Spleen, and he just can fart at distance on command. Who didn't? I mean, come on, fart jokes,
Ah, I mean, it's you pretty much
classic.
you just had a character that was a walking fart joke. I mean, that makes it sound pretty base. It's actually pretty funny, and there's
Yeah, it is very funny.
there's a superhero slash Batman analog, and then you got the bad guy who's very comic booky. Anyhow, we could probably stop talking about it and start doing some sketching upping.
You know what? We could probably talk about it more throughout the course of
I,
this live stream, which is literally about one of the awesomest props.
I can almost agree that yes, we will be talking about it more as this day goes by. Okay, so
Like
we're gonna
that.
hop in here. We're gonna start modeling stuff, and yeah, it's gonna be good. So I do have one reference image. I posted it, and then Keggy, is that who went up and posted a higher quality one? Somebody upgraded my original drawing. No, Tengal uh, went up and posted a higher resolution image. So I'm going to work off of that one that he posted.
That's a good plan.
Yeah.
I like that. Is that a 3D printed model that you posted there too?
I didn't. Oh,
Looks,
did I post that?
I think you did. I don't know.
No,
Somebody did.
actually,
Yeah, that's 3D
Andy did.
printed.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
a cool 3D printed version of it. So that'll be fun.
What's interesting is that printed version is slightly different from the live. Oh, how interesting. Okay, so I found photos of the real thing,
Hmm.
and it's slightly different.
Yeah,
Oh well, we'll ignore that.
we're going to be doing our version of the Herkimer battle jitney. All right, so we do have. So anyhow, to say all that to say, on the forum there is a copy of the plan that I'm going to use if you guys want to hop on and try that out. So I'm going to go ahead and just import that right now. I'm going to go to import. And I'm going to grab this. I'm going to import it as an image. Throw it on the ground and make it nice and big. All right, I figured this seems like the kind of model that we could model at like full size, right? So we could actually throw a line down here, scale this to 21 and actually be modeling at scale. So I think that's what I'm going to start with. So before I do anything else, I'm going to draw a line right across this line. So I've had this question a lot. Why do I draw this line? It's actually not required. I don't have to have that line in order to scale. But what I'm going to do is when I come in here, when I use the tape measure to create the scale, oops, I need to turn on my, there we go. When I come in here and I use the tape measure to create the scale, I like having a line that I can go back and check afterwards, just to make sure I didn't do something wrong. I didn't type 21 inches instead of 21 feet. So it's nice to have that line there. If you don't have the line, you're just clicking on the drawing, then you're just kind of clicking arbitrary points because you can't snap to an image. So this is not a required step, but I do it because it makes it easier for me to verify afterwards. So I'll click to here and then type in 21 feet and resize my whole model. Yes. All right. Looks good. And then just to verify, I'm just going to, yep, 21 feet. We're good. Okay. So I'm going to save. Did I beat everybody to it this time? Yes.
Nice. I don't think I've ever seen you save this early.
I don't think it's ever happened.
Is this a new errand?
We'll see. We'll see how long this lasts. This may be the only time I save today.
I like that we call it the Herkimer battle jitney, so that it's not confused with all the other battle jitneys out there.
or the full line of Herkimer vehicles.
Yeah.
All right. So I was talking to Jody, and one of the things I want to do today is I want to get the initial mass of this truck, this vehicle done like now, like quickly, because I want to have time to put in some details. I want to go in. Maybe I'm inspired by what Tyson did with the bridge, where he had a bunch of small pieces. There were repeating components, but having those little pieces made it look a lot more complete than having sometimes just a big mass. So I want to try to, as quickly as I can, knock out just kind of the shell of the truck and then come back in and then start putting these. There's so many cool little details here. We got gas cans, mirrors. Look at this front bumper, all these lights. This is going to be a lot of fun. So with that, I'm going to hop in and start it.
I spend a lot of time looking at overlanding vehicles. That seems to be my little side project passion thing. And I'm just looking at this thinking, wonder how easy it would be to set up a kitchen and a queen size bed in the back of that thing.
It's 21 feet long. I would imagine there's some space for that.
Oh yeah. Well, they managed to pack the entire team into it before
That's
they
true.
crash into Casanova Frankenstein's evil lair.
So
That's
good.
right. That's the name of the villain.
So good. That's writing. I'll just say that's how you write. All right. I'm going to start by throwing some lines in here just for my own reference. Again, because I'm working off of an image rather than say like a DXF or DWG file, if I want to make sure that I have points to snap to as I draw like redundant shapes, that kind of thing, I have to have some lines to reference. So that's one of the reasons I'm doing this first. So I think I did spend some time looking at this. Yeah, so this is the inside. So this little arc right here is this right here. So I'm gonna draw two lines, one right here, one right here, to indicate. So this is my bubble right here. This whole top part, you see it slopes down, and then it hits this, and then this should be a flat line like that, where the curve, this curve, continues on down. So that's what I'm looking for. I want to try to get this all one piece. And I was trying to think of different ways to do it. I think this, because of the shape it is going to be easiest to loft. So I'm going to try to loft this first. And then I have some other rounded shapes. This is probably going to be a push-pull or a follow me. This, the main body right here. It's just a simple, it's just kind of rounded like that. But then I have these front fenders. I have some ideas of how I might go about that will probably fail spectacularly. We'll just see. All right, so I'm going to pull these lines down, and look at this. I love when a plan works out. This all lines up to scale. That's really cool.
Boom. This is probably one of the best source drawings, technical documents we've had.
This is not bad at all. All right, so one thing that's happening right here, whoops, is you can see this line right here, as it comes down, actually drops below. So that actually comes to right here. So that means something like that. Okay, that's going to be fun. All right, so I want to get two arcs. I want to get one arc that is this shape, and then I want a separate arc that is half of this. You know, it's occurring to me now how much this looks like the shoveler's helmet. I wonder if that was intentional. I'm definitely getting a shoveler vibe right there.
Maybe. So who is so it sort of feels like the shoveler is the leader of the team, but it also feels like Mr. Furious tries to be the leader of the team.
Yeah, I think the
Do we
shoveler's
have a leader?
he's got dad vibes, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
I think maybe that's just what it is.
all right, so I'm going to start pulling this up just with a regular Bezier curve. I'm going to try to get the curve started like this, following this, and then I'm going to bring it back here. All right, there we go. So that is, I'm going to grab that, make that a group. And now, so it lines up, I'm going to draw a line over here. I'm going to draw a line from my highest point here over to here. And I might have to scale this a little bit, but so I'm doing some of this stuff just to have some guides here on where these arcs. This is gonna be a weird shape because I'm gonna have to kind of slice part of it. I don't know. I haven't figured out exactly how it's all gonna come together yet. That would be boring. All right. So I'm gonna do another. I think it's a standard arc, but I'm gonna use Bezier on it anyhow. Oh, look at that. All right. Cool. All right, now I'm going to take this one. I'm going to drop it right here. And I'm going to stand it up. I'm going to take this guy right here. I'm going to stand him up also. Rotate it this way. and move it. Remember, I tried to match it to the high point here, so I should be able to stick it right at that point, and the top and bottom should line up. Looks good. Let me rotate it on this side. So I can tell, okay, it's a little bit too big, so I'll just scale it back like that. All right, so now if I take that, copy it, I'm gonna grab these two. Well, how do I want to do this? And one more arc to draw. Yeah, I guess I don't actually need it. I can do 1/2 and then copy it over. So I'm gonna draw another arc from here up to here. This is not a standard arc. I gotta use Bezier again. So I'm gonna have it come up this line. And it's gonna go into this line. Cool. All right, so I think, I don't know, I'm gonna try this a couple different ways. I'm gonna grab all of this. All of this. And I'm gonna make a copy and set it over here, just in case bad things happen. All right, so I'm gonna grab this, explode it, grab this, explode it. I'm gonna get rid of this extra line here. I'm gonna take this and weld them. All right, now, get rid of that line.
Steve's predicting you're going to use Curveloft.
He knows.
Or maybe he's recommending it.
All right, so now I have 1, 2, whoop, nope, gotta weld that too. All right, so now 1, 2, 3. Grab those 3 and let's, yeah, because Steve said so. I guess I'll give it a shot. I don't know. Skin contours didn't work. Oh, come on, man. Thought it was good. Thought I was golden.
Like Pony Boy?
That's right. Thought I was good. Thought I had it all. You know what? Actually, I'm going to do this because I actually don't want that to go all the way back. So I'm just going to try these 3 edges because this is the part that's up higher. See if that works. Oh. All right.
This is some interesting stitching.
Well, so sometimes you get this issue where when all of my pieces fit together like that, and somebody on the or somebody in the comments might know a better way to do this, where if all the pieces tie together like that, I don't know, it gets weird about closing it up. So I go
Like
in
it doesn't
and
know where to start or something.
break it. I'm not
Do you
really
need
sure
to
the
select?
reason.
Do you need to go and select those little lines you just had that you just made? Because you only selected the 3 big lines instead of the 5 total lines.
Yeah, let's see what happens if I add these back in.
What's going to happen?
Who knew? All right. See if that works. What was that I said about not spending the whole time messing around with the volume? I was going to move past that quickly. Oh. I guess I need to dive in and find out why this happens because just about every time I use this, I seem to get a message like this. There we go. All right. Okie doke. And now I am going to come back here. Let's see what happens if I grab this, this, and this. Oh, I need to drop it down. No idea if this is gonna work. I'm okay with just hitting a button to see what happens.
Let's find out together.
Yeah. Wah, wah, wah. Okay. All right,
I feel
so
like in my experience, often it's whenever I'm going to just try it out and see what happens, the thing that happens is usually that it just doesn't work.
I got that. That makes sense. That's a bummer. It's a bummer, but I get it. All right, I'm gonna try welding this back together, and then all right. So I'm gonna grab that. Gonna grab that. Gonna grab that. All right. Nope. Hold up. There. Maybe that's the problem. I may not have had both those pieces selected.
You don't have Soap Bubble installed yet, do you?
I don't. Oh,
Ain't
that
that
was
just the
microphone.
way?
All right. Let's try that. Let's try. Oh. All right. Edit. Unhide all. I come in here. I'm gonna do a little bit of cleanup real quick. Option erase that. Option erase. And then one more up front. Option erase
Oh yeah,
that.
Studio makes a good point. Is you always want to save before you do the let's just click it and see what happens.
Probably a solid plan. All right, so I'm gonna make that into a group. Come into this group, and I'll start by reversing the faces on this piece. And I can take both of these and explode them. And then to clean up that seam in the middle. Oh, see, this happens sometimes. I don't know if you guys see this, but for whatever reason, it did not join. Oops. Oh, it did join it together. Well, hold up. I had to clear some things out of here. I got too many things going on. It did all join it all together. It was just showing it. It looked like it was broken more because of this guy right here. So get rid of some of this. All right, so not perfect. It would have been ideal to do that as one piece. I got a little bit of a dent right here. But you know, hold on. Let me look at something real quick.
I mean, I feel like there's probably a fair number of dents in the Battle Jitney.
Too true. Yeah, I'm gonna roll with it. I mean, ideally, if I keep this as a separate group, I could come back and redo this. I kind of feel like what I could do is I could grab this line right here. And then also grab this line right here. And then grab that. And then grab, whoop, nope, not you. You gotta turn off. This. Make that a group. And if I go into that group, all right.
Yeah,
What did I do? Who's paying attention to me?
I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was my day to watch you.
There we go. All right. Wow, that was weird. I don't know what happened. All right. Okay, so I think if I was to come in here right now and grab, get rid of everything else. I'm just curious, if I grab that and skin that,
Did you? Is this Keycaster or is this a different uh,
This is
capture guy you're using?
visualize. All right, so that gave me a better, it doesn't have the, no, maybe it's almost exactly the same. It's not very much different. Okay, so one could go change that. I'm not gonna mess with it anymore. Because like I said, I wanna get details. I want model details. So I'm gonna option copy that over. I'm gonna copy it right up there. Use scale. All right, and I'm gonna grab these two, make them a group, go into that group. Oops. And explode. Oop, come in here. It's often. Okay, so now I got my top shell. Now the thing to create is going to be, I'm going to use these same lines I have right here to pull down this chunk. And then if I pull that down like that and then just bump out the front. So actually, yeah. Let's see how far this goes back. So this will go to here. Okay. Talking to myself.
Well, I mean, you're talking to all of this. It's just
Yeah. No, actually, you
you
guys are
might be the
just
only one listening.
eavesdropping is really what's happening.
I think that feels accurate.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm going to grab that, make that a group. I'm going to pull that down to, well, here. All right, and I'm going to pull this down to, I'm just going to pull this all the way down like that. Being aware that I'll have to come in here and round this off in a second, but that's a bulk of the body right there. From here, we do have this piece. So actually this gets cut in. So I'll come and cut that in. But that is a chunk. All right. I do need to, so actually this will come back. Oops. I got click happy. It's a group inside of a group right now. I don't need that much groupiness. I'm going to pull this back to here. So actually have this come out, be this part right here. This will be this, because I need to take it now, grab it by the middle. A lot of inferencing when using images like this.
It's nice that you can.
Yeah. Okay, so actually,
nobody actually asked. So I'm going to say, has anybody here actually watched this movie besides Aaron and me?
we have seen it, yes. All right. So all right, so it's got this shape right here. You can see it kind of goes around here. So this is where these pieces come straight down. And then going around the outside, I gotta change my style a little bit. There we go. it's got this kind of piece that comes right here and then goes up here that comes out. So I'm thinking what I'll do is draw some lines to interrupt the face. And then better stick with the good stuff. Keep our
This thing
Bezier
was super
going.
fun to make for the prop makers for the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, they made a lot of great props in that movie, but
Yeah, this is definitely a movie where somebody got to use their imagination a whole lot. And that was awesome.
you said this was based on a comic. Had you read the comic before the movie came out?
I hadn't. I went and looked it up after it came out, but uh, yeah, this was it's I would say it's loosely based on the comic.
As is most movie adaptations.
That is true. Okay. So then it looks like it curves back in here, so let's do this.
Is there a reason you favor using scale versus flip along for
Uh,
scaling?
yeah. Because I can't remember what direction flip along runs. Just totally honest,
Well,
that's
if it
it.
makes you feel any better, I also usually flip along the wrong axis first.
So for me, scales like 3 clicks. For flip along ends up being 5 because it's click, flip along, undo, click, flip along the other way. So it's just faster for me to do it wrong fewer times. All right, so I'm going to take this
Honest,
shape and soften it first. All right, so I'm going to take these two like this. I know a lot of people have that question, and wish I had a better answer, but for me, like I said, it's just been easier. All right, so I'm going to try this. I'm going to grab this face, so just that one face, and I'm going to say uh, intersect face with model. So that should break it, yeah, just there. So if I hide everything else, that's what I get there. So then I'm going to come in here, I'm going to grab this. I'm going to go to joint push pull and pull that out a little bit. That could have gone better. Got some holes in my mesh.
that's happened to me. I've had holy meshes before.
Holy mesh. Not really sure why. Well, I mean, I do know because this was a whole lot to ask of one of a single one-click command, but it did a great job of doing most of it. Some people don't like it when that sort of stuff happens. I have a hard time getting too upset about the fact that it saved me a whole lot of work to get that much, that much got done in one click. To have to go back and draw a couple lines to clean that up. No big deal.
Yeah, I'm always a fan when there's some magical one-click thing that, like, whenever we added Follow Me, it just changed so much.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So I got.
So Lawrence is amused that this is your version of quickly massing a model.
I know. I'm a perfectionist. It hurts. It's funny, but it's true. Um, all right. I know. I have issues. Um, one of them, unfortunately, is a touch of perfectionism, maybe just a touch. Um, yeah, I do what I can.
Well, it's nice that you're. It's so easy to make fun of you for it,
That's true, and I accept
I
it. I
guess.
try to own it. All right. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna take this and run it through. This just has to be a gap in the back end that this can die off into. Um, this drops down. I can pull an approximate dimension and say, all right, so that's about 3 foot 4 inches. Cool. All right, getting there. All right, so now I'll grab this. Whoa, look at that. It's like an optical illusion. Ooh, I enjoyed that. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. That's what I'm shooting
That
for.
looks like it.
That's
I like how, like, the line, since you can see all the hidden lines, it kind of, have you ever seen those drawings of, like, the flow of air
yeah,
over a surface? They
yeah,
kind of look like that's what we can see how the wind's going to flow over the battle jitney.
that's right. All right, so it also is going to clean up. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to just get rid of this proactively because I don't see a need to intersect these pieces all the way back to this one. And that will get taken care of.
Totally. You know that this thing had to have gone through a or a wind tunnel.
Oh yes, to show how aerodynamic it wasn't, I would assume. All right.
Well, yeah, because this thing has to be aerodynamic to go as fast as it surely goes.
Yeah, when it rolls through the front gate and stops. I think that was the whole Battle Jitney scene, right? It kind of rolls in and like crashes into
Pretty
that
much.
front room and stops.
Well, and there's the scene of Mr. Furious trying to junk it. But
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna put these in a group together. I'm going to actually, before I explode them, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab this mesh and intersect face with model. I think it's going to be easier to clean this up when it's by itself rather than just because there's so many little pieces here. I think that this is going to be the quicker way to do it. If I pull those pieces off like that, boom, now I can grab both of these, explode them. Okay, awesome. And now I just need this little arc. I need this right here. This comes up to about here. And then I will draw one more Bezier. Still one of my favorite words to say. I just gotta admit, I like to say Bezier. Oop. Can't necessarily do it, but I like to say it.
well, it's something.
I'll take what I can get. All right, so that's gonna come out like this. That's gonna come down like that. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna come back in here. Paste it. Let's flip that upright. And I'll put that right there. Pull that across to here. Pull this down to here. All right. That's the back end-ish shape. All right, the other thing, so here's a spot I was looking at, I'm like, I instantly feel compelled to make this more complicated than it should be. So I'm gonna do my best to not do that. So I'm gonna make this out of a sphere. So here's how that's gonna go. Let's see. So if I look at this, say that's about the middle. So I'm gonna put a circle.
And this model really is kind of walking a fine line between organic and mechanical.
Yeah.
I do kind of miss whenever that was a thing, making vehicles that have needless, completely unnecessary curves and contours. Everything's
Yeah,
sort of bulging here and there.
I agree. Unnecessary design is fun
Yeah.
for aesthetic purposes.
When I was a kid, me and my dad would kind of play this game, if you will. My dad was a cop, so I think he just did this anyway. But like being able to identify cars based on their taillights or headlights. And now, if I try and do that, I can't tell cars apart. Sometimes it'll be a Honda, and sometimes it'll be a BMW. They're that similar at this point that I'm just like,
It's
I don't
true.
know.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop through this circle real quick, grabbing one chunk at a time and sliding it back along the image until it hits the line. And try to select from the top, because if I can do this, all right, wait, see?
Ooh,
It doesn't really matter. I'll cut it in half anyhow, but I'm trying to. I actually only want half of this when I'm done anyways, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Sometimes I try to
I'm gonna
do
be
things
honest.
and I realize I don't know why I'm trying to do them.
This is pretty clever.
Hey, thanks. So it's gonna be a little blocky, but I'm personally okay with that. Nope.
So, Bill's curious if you could sort of identify the difference between using intersect with model versus whatever the
Yeah, so
sandbox tools, I guess.
the only reason I
Or
use intersect
intersect.
with model is because I totally isolated it. I wouldn't want to run intersect with model while that was over here with all this other loose geometry. Because I took my geometry, I set it off by itself and said, okay, intersect over here. That was why I was okay with that. Normally, I try to control when I intersect, so I'll say like select two faces and intersect with selected, but I just used it because it was set off to the side. Normally, you want to control that a lot better than what I did. All right, I'm going to make this a group. I'm going to go in that group, turn this on, and I'm going to get rid of the bottom half. There we go. Okay. Got kind of a Jetsons feel. I like it.
Totally does. Retro futurism.
Whoa. That's a term.
It certainly is. It's not as great a term as battle jitney, but it's a term.
Nothing is. Nothing is that good of a term. All right, so here I could do a little bit more polish if I wanted. And this is where, you know, this is where the infinite cleanup process could be happening. I'm not going to do that. I just wanted to show this because it's a cool tip. So if I take one of these lines right now, I wouldn't want to move it, because if you look at this, see how this kind of comes in a little bit tighter? I wouldn't want to move it, because if I move it, it's going to distort this part. See, so I could get it to line up better, but it's distorting that inside. So what I would use instead at this point is scale and just pull that back this way till it gets to that line, like that.
I feel like that's kind of an underutilized thing, is using scale for literally just a single line
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
welded series of lines.
But it's a great tool, especially if you're doing this. I would call this pseudo-organic. Is that this type of modeling?
That's also a term.
It is. It may be made up, but I'm okay with that.
I mean, when you think about it, everything ultimately at some point is made up.
Oh, I thought you should say everything is pseudo-organic, because it all comes from the earth.
That's true. That is also true.
Maybe. I mean, something's got to be
Except,
wholly man-made, right? Aren't there like a handful of elements that we just made up that were like existed for a fraction of a
well,
second in a lab somewhere or something like that?
I don't know, but I mean, moon rocks, right? Kryptonite, those are not from this earth.
That's true. Well, also because kryptonite's pretend, but you're right.
Shh, you bite your tongue.
Sorry.
We're going to need that at some point.
My tongue?
And kryptonite, possibly.
Oh. All right. That's enough of this. Stop it. Stop it. I can't stop it. All right. So anyhow, you get the idea. So I could polish that for a while, but I won't. I am going to do this though. I'm going to come in here and close this face up and then pull this out, because it does extend into the truck like that. So sorry, the Jitney, not a truck. All right.
So everybody's aware that a jitney is a real thing, though, right?
I have
It's a
heard
short bus.
from you that it is real.
I mean, because I had to look it up, because I knew battle was a real word, and Herkimer just sounded like someone's name, and I figured there had to be some reason they called it a jitney, and now I know,
Because it is.
because it is a jitney, obviously. Of course, whenever I say jitney, I always think chutney, and then I get a little hungry.
You could probably eat your jitney in the or chutney in the jitney.
You just can't have your chutney and your jitney too.
It sounds unfair, but
Wise old,
I get
wise
that.
old saying.
I get it. All right, so I'm going to drop this down to the page. And then get this lined up properly. Drop it down. Come on, man. That is just too cool looking. I love it. I'm so happy. All right. I'm going to take these two.
I wonder how much.
Uh-huh.
Wonder how much difference the Cobra would have been if you had such a great set of reference images.
You know, for something we don't talk about around here, you talk about that a lot.
You're gonna be looking for a new assistant.
Right. So if you guys show up and somebody else is here co-hosting next week, it has nothing to do with the Cobra comment.
Well, actually, though, if you do show up next week, I'm not going to be here.
Huh.
That's
Sure, it's unrelated.
Wait, did you plan that all in advance? You knew I would start talking about the Cobra?
I'm flustered now. I can't even.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. All right. I'm gonna
Mutter something a little quieter, please.
It's inappropriate, the things I'm saying right now, so. All right, so I'm making a cutter, basically. A little shape that I can use with solid tools to slice that wheel well. There we go. Go like that. Make that a group. And then slide that group down vertically. And then I can unhide all. And I know I'm a hider. I use hide a lot. And I know some people don't care for hide. That's cool. But that's my thing. That's how I do it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab this. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to come into context. So I'm inside my main body group. I'm going to edit, paste, and place. And now I still have the main body separate from the wheel well, and that is intentional because what I'll do now is I'll go turn on my solid tools and I'll grab this piece and subtract it from this piece, get my wheel well, looking solid. That was not even intentional. All right, and now if I hide everything else, I might want to come in here and clean this up a little bit. It did a weird thing here. Not sure what happened there. But I'm going to clean it up real quick on this one because then I'm going to copy it to the other side so I don't have multiple pieces.
So Transom said that he was not going to mention the Cobra,
It keeps
but
happening.
he did say that you are really redeeming yourself with this model.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Okay, that is an acceptable mention of the Cobra. See the difference?
Oh, my bad.
All right. Okay, so here's a spot where actually I'll probably go flag the middle of this piece and then use oh, I didn't, never mind. Apparently I thought I had downloaded, oh, there it is, Curic Mirror, to put that on the other side.
Yeah, that used to be a staple of the show.
Yeah, it is a good tool for sure. All right. All right. What else do I need to do here? All right. Let's slide this thing back up. Let's get this thing upright. All right. This mass is coming along. It's moving. All right. So my curves aren't perfect. I just want to call it out. I mean, I would love to come back in here and I did this thing that I in hindsight, I should have made this all one curve because I got this ridge right here and I hate it. But I want details. I want to do details today. So I'm going to leave that alone. It's killing me, but I'm going to do it.
Well, that'll be a perfect thing for someone to download the model afterwards.
That's right. Go get it.
And tweak at their leisure.
That is absolutely correct. That's the attitude I have to have. Like, intentionally get it to like 80 or 90%.
I'm doing this for you.
That's right.
That's what you say.
All right. I'm going to check this middle to see why. Fix, fix, fix. And I'm going to grab all these three pieces. Oh. And do a quick shell.
Have you saved recently? Because
yes.
Andy is curious. Okay.
As of now, I have saved recently.
The best time to save.
Now?
Recently.
No, that works. Okay. It's looking very Jitney-ish. So I have a couple of more. I got to come back to this in a second. I'm kind of thinking, so there's two things I want to kind of, well, so this kind of goes like this. Then this kind of comes out a little bit, kind of blends back in here. So I kind of feel like, whoa, my union did not go well. I got some holes.
Maybe you need to reunion.
Yes, I enjoyed that.
No?
It was good.
No, thanks.
Mhm. There we go. Every once in a while, when you stitch like that, and I know because, stitching's awesome, I have to come back and do that kind of cleanup.
Well, I mean, a stitch in time, stuff like that,
Yeah. A stitch in time, etc., etc. Is that what you just did?
et cetera, et cetera. Yes.
All right. I'm copying that line back up because I actually do want this break right here. When stuff gets over hidden like this, there's a couple things you can do. One is I could select those lines and unhide them, just change their properties in the entity info. I'm not trying to do that this time because I think it's going to be easier just to draw over them. If you draw a line on top of another line and they're set apart like this, then the new line property overrides the old. So, all right, there we go. Okay. All right, Jitney. So I want to, so the two big pieces of geometry I'm seeing, one is this front kind of bubbles out. Honestly, not sure how I'm going to do that. I'm kind of thinking what I could do is grab that. I know. I apologize for anybody who just got motion sickness. That one's on me. Ah. All right, so I want to grab that whole line. Not these lines. And then I'm going to weld it.
So Koichi on Facebook just suggested a tutorial on the space mouse at some point. Have you ever done a video sort of
I did.
just doing
It
the
was a
basics
while
of it?
ago. But yeah, there is a skill builder on using a space mouse. Um, Pretty basic, but it does cover, just how to use it mostly. Doesn't go so much into setting it up
Why to
or
use it?
that kind of stuff, but yeah, it is out there.
Golly, I'm just gonna go see if I can find it.
I bet you can. I know you can. All right. So I'm going to take this.
Ooh, 5 years. 5 years old.
Wow. Really? Dang. I've been doing this for a
Yeah.
while.
May 17, 2016.
All right. This is not uniformly. All right, there we go. So again, I'm making a mass, which I put inside another group. Didn't mean to do that. Cut that. Paste it out here. Roll this over on its side because I want to take that and I want to kind of copy those curves. So I want to get this curve to go around and then I want this curve to go around. So it looks like I'm going to eyeball it real quick and just kind of try to knock this thing out, but I'm going to draw Bezier. Nope, a little further up. Like this. And then this guy up here kind of comes back like that. I'm going to do the same similar thing here.
How would you rank this as far as difficulty of models to do?
This is actually kind of a crazy set of geometry. This is more complex for sure.
Is it proving trickier than you were thinking when you're like, I'm going to make this?
Well, I'm cutting corners. So I mean, to be totally honest, there's some stuff
Literally.
I want to spend more time on, but like I said, I really want to get into some details, so I'm okay. I'm letting it go. I'm growing. I'm trying to grow.
Nice. Nice. It's good to see this growth like
It's
on camera so everybody will even know
so it's
that
documented.
Aaron, at the end of today, Aaron will be a
Growed.
bigger person, better person, a more growed person.
That can't be right.
I don't make up these rules.
That's true. I appreciate you. All right, I broke something. What the heck happened?
I don't know
Oh,
if I want to repeat Andy's question. Is it harder than the AC Cobra?
come on, man. So few rules on
I
here.
know. I know.
All right, I don't know what just okay. I'm slightly off axis somehow.
So DQ wants to know if it's bad that he doesn't know the film Mystery Men. And in short, yes.
Whoa, that got judgy.
No, the good news is you can go watch it on Netflix
Yeah,
right now through the 30th. It's going away at the end of the month, which is weird. I swear I looked like 2 months ago when it was not available. So was it on for like the shortest time
I
ever?
think so because they made a big deal when it showed up. So what the heck? It's getting worse. Whatever is happening here is getting worse. All right, I'm gonna go. I don't want to spend too much time troubleshooting, but I gotta understand this. So I'm gonna turn on my colors. Okay, so somehow this back panel from here on back got unsquare. So we'll just wipe all that out, pull it back, and draw those shapes again. I don't know what happened, but yeah, if you guys ever get some weird stuff like that, well, obviously I broke it and then I threw a line in there and I didn't follow my axis reference, but go into your styles, edges, and turn on by axis, and it'll color code it. Great way to do that. Also, I find that super helpful if I'm dealing with somebody else's drawings. So if I get a set of CAD drawings or something like that, that is a great way to keep stuff straight and find out why things don't work the way you think they should work in the CAD drawing. All right. All right, so I'm gonna grab that now. All right, much better. I can clean that up. Follow me. Looks good. Going back to the first question, I felt like with that car, the first time I did that car, the biggest problem I had was that I tried to put in too much detail right away, and that killed the whole project. So that's how this would be different, is really trying not to do that again.
Yeah, don't do it again.
Yeah.
People will laugh at you.
They're all going to laugh at you.
Classic line. The world really is a better place whenever people just randomly quote movies.
Well, I find that real life does not have as many quotable times. I mean, there's definitely
Yeah.
quotable opportunities in real life, but fewer people seem to recognize them because, then you got a had to be there moment, and yeah, had to be there stupid.
Yeah. Hate that thing. Soundtracks also not always as perfect as they are in movies.
That's true. Though I've really, really enjoyed when I was reading Ready Player One how they would talk about, you're going through the video game world, and you would walk into a location and it would trigger music, and I'm like, that would be kind of cool. You walk into a certain place and like a theme song starts playing. I like that idea. I want that.
Make it happen. Maybe. I don't know.
What if we had like theme songs for different commands? You fire up push pull and like a certain song starts. I like this. I think this is good. So somebody should
Or
do
it's
that.
just throw out a great quote from the movie. We struck down evil with the mighty sword of teamwork and the hammer of not bickering.
What was that from? Is that from
Yeah, I
Mystery Men?
think didn't the shoveler say that?
That does sound like him.
Yeah. One of the characters is the shoveler, and he says it at best himself. He shovels well.
And his wife says that she thinks he shovels better than any man she's ever known. So,
It's good to have a supportive spouse.
yeah. But she also says if she comes back and anybody's thrown up in her pool, she's leaving him. To which, of course, he says, that's fair.
It was fair.
All right.
William H. Macy, man.
He was so good in
Can
that.
he what can he not do? I mean that's a rhetorical question.
Yeah.
Don't try and answer it.
Oops. I'm nested. I got a group in a group. This is starting to look, this looks a little bit like the Razor's crest.
Oh yeah, it does a little bit. You could have just reused that model. I was going to say
Ugh,
it looked sort
save
of
me time.
like the Spice Raiders from the old Dune movie.
So is that movie ever coming out? What's the deal with that now?
The old one already did come out.
Oh yeah, that's true.
The new
Which
one
actually,
not till
I
next
I saw that
November, I think.
somewhere too. That was on a platform I wasn't expecting.
See, but going back to the movies that I love, that's one that I own
That was a good one too.
On media.
On media.
I feel like I have to call it out because every time I recommend to Steve that he watch a movie, I'm like, I've got it on disc. And he says to me, I don't have a DVD player or anything. It's
Now,
all got to be digital.
now that's just Steve being a little too advanced for his
Hipster.
own good.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hipster would be like if you're like, well, I got the soundtrack on vinyl. He'd be like, oh, cool.
That's true. That is media that he would work with. Okay. Good point.
Just kidding, Steve. Okay, so I'm gonna take this shape right here. I'm gonna toss it here. Flop it down. And then slide it back. Awesome. I gotta figure out how far that comes out. Oh, it comes out not quite as far as this, so go ahead. Pull that out to there-ish. Grab it. Option copy across to here. Boom. All right. This. So I'm going to grab that and that. Make that its own group, which I should be able to union. Oh, it's not solid. Oh, this isn't solid. I hit save rather than solid inspector. Oops.
I don't feel like that's necessarily bad.
Nope. I feel like that worked out the way it was supposed to. Something about this. All right, there we go. Okay, now are we solid? Where? You show me where. Okay, it is showing me where. Oh man, come on. Well, at least I get to stitch something. Got that going for me. Not really. I'm not really happy about this. I really want to start detailing more. I just keep Tyson's voice in my head keeps coming. Not even saying anything specifically, just his voice in general.
Saying Aaron thoughts, but in
Yeah,
Tyson's voice.
exactly.
Nice.
And I know I should be putting detail on the Herkimer battle jitney. I mean, to be fair, I'm an hour in, and I feel like the initial mass is there. I feel pretty good about where that is. Yeah, and all right, boom. All right, now you should be solid. Solid. All right, and I'm going to join that with this. And those same 2 points broke again when I created that as a solid. So I'm going to do something different. I'm going to undo that. I'm going to grab this, cut it, come into context, edit, paste in place, and explode it. Then I can run solid inspector, and we're good. Okay, that's better. All right, so moving along. All right, I want to detail out the back side for some reason. I feel like that's the spot to go. It's got this little jog in it, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. I'm confusing my show hidden with my hide rest of model.
What happens to the best of us?
Apparently. Cool. And then it's got this plate that comes down. Got these guys. I'm trying to decide what do I throw on next. So many options. I'm gonna do the windows. I really like these windows.
Yeah. Get the windows in there.
Okay, so about how long are these? About 3 feet long. A couple inches from the back. So I'm gonna come up here. I'm gonna grab this line. I'm gonna copy it over 2 inches, and then I'm gonna take it option 3 foot, and then I'm just gonna push it in like that. Yeah, I like that. Same thing here. I'll check the dimension from this window to this window. 1'10", and then that window is about 3 feet again. Option 1'10". And I think this is going to hit the curve. We'll see. We'll see how. 3 foot. Oh, nope. Okay, made it. Those two windows are done. Really, actually, thinking a lot about how I probably could have modeled half of this, or could be modeling half of this. Maybe it's time to just take the plunge and chop this thing in half because, well, I don't really feel like there's a because there. It should be that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and find my middle point like that. I'm going to pull out a line. All right, grab that. Oops. Make that a group. So this is not a solid right now. Let's see why. Oh. All right, let's get in here. Oh, I made a, that's little teeny tiny lip right here. And apparently it opened up there. There we go. Let's run it again. Fix that, fix that. All right, so we're back to being solid. All right, so I'm gonna grab this, subtract this mass. Oh, my big cube's not a solid. All right, let's find out what's going on there. Ah, I think I see the missing piece. Don't even need Solid Inspector to find out why that doesn't work. All right, now I can grab that, subtract that from this. And there we go. Run Solid Inspector on that. Do have an issue. It's that same spot. For whatever reason, that's not stitching up again. I'll come in here, hopefully for the last time. I'm not going to do a whole lot more solid tools with this, other than maybe doing union at the end when I have both pieces done. But for right now, let's just... All right, there we go. And now I will make this into a component, because right now it's just a group. I'm going to call it half a Jitney. And then I will copy that. Inside window 2, so I'm going to come in here. All right.
Sorry, I had to turn off my microphone for a minute.
Uh-oh.
And you're saying all these great things that I have no comments for.
Is that why it was so quiet there? All right.
Yeah.
Then I can take this. How far did I pull this in? Let me just, I just kind of arbitrarily, about 2 inches-ish. So I can go, well, I should probably save. Save.
Yeah, that's what they just said. The internet just told you that.
Hey, nice guys. Yeah, they also said it was kind of weird how quiet you were. So I think they got us pegged. They know what we're doing here.
I like how it's just a given that I'm never quiet.
No. I'm just gonna sit here quietly and let you reflect on that. Okay. All right. Ah, this. Woo! I'm liking this. Okay. I'm gonna get these lights in here. I'm going to do something I think is going to work out, but I don't actually have any idea if it's going to work out. All right, take that.
So many headlights.
Yeah, it's definitely a. I'm assuming that's like a shock and awe thing. Like, woo, I'm blinded by the good guys showing up.
So are you going to make a Herkimer logo to mount on the front?
You know, I was thinking about. I'm like, I should have done that beforehand because tracing letterings sucks. And this actually says. It's hard to see in here, but it actually says Herkimer on the inside of that little H. Maybe I'll just do the H with wings.
So we've had several reports that Twitch is, for some people, is just being black.
Oh.
I just opened it up and it works for me. That's curious.
Well, I'm sorry to hear you're having issues. Fortunately, with our multi-streamingness, if that's a problem, you can we have a solution. Don't use Twitch, apparently, is the solution.
Ah, okay. Well, Mr. Mill said he's on mobile. Maybe that's what's going on.
Mm.
I'm only trying it from a browser.
Here, I'm gonna do this. I come in here, grab this guy, scale it up.
So apparently Herkimer is like a diamond company or something like that.
Oh, like there's a Herkimer in the real world?
Yeah.
Huh. Free
The
advertising.
village in New York State,
Probably not that one.
and also someone that sells diamonds.
That is cool. Wonder if they had any idea at the time.
It's a great question.
So here's what I was talking about for intersect. If I only grab the pieces that actually connect like this, then I can just say right click, intersect faces with selection rather than the whole model. And of course I'll have to pop on the inside here, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. Uh, 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 okay.
So is your hope that you can 3D print this afterwards?
I think it'd be fun, but I'm not gonna. I don't want to injure myself trying to make that happen. So we'll just see. We'll see what happens. So there.
Did you try printing the Stav Church last week?
I just ordered some resin for my printer, and I hadn't at the point that we did that. I had not yet like put it in, and just haven't printed anything since then. So haven't done that yet. It's on my to-do list.
I was going to say it looks like a gun, but then remembered this is
That's right.
one of the greatest non-lethal vehicles ever made.
I come into context, edit, paste that in place, and then grab these two, intersect face with selection. I can just grab and chop that off, delete that out, and I think probably pull that up a little bit. Reverse faces. There we go. I'm also going to come in here and smooth this out because I don't like the look of it. It's looking at me funny. There we go. All right, carrying on. Got a big grill set into the set in the middle. So I'm going to try to find about where center is. Like that.
That's what we need as a feature is find center for lines in raster images.
I'm sure some people would get behind you on that one. Raster images are a thing I love to hate to love. Because they're very useful. They're incredibly helpful. They're easy to get, but sometimes working with them is not the best. All right, there we go. trying to think of how I want to bring this into the model. So I'm going to start by making this into a group, just kind of like what I've been doing so far. I do very rarely, like unless it's something like the church we did last week, I I really don't model monolithically very often. Uh, that's too high. So when I have a reference image like this, I do feel like I jump back and forth a lot. Okay, this looks high because all of this is that under that bumper, that's why. So it's just a little below the headlights. All right, again, cut it once it's in place, come in here, edit, paste in place. By positioning it outside, of course, that makes it a little bit easier to get it where it needs to be. And I'm going to take it and explode it. And then I can grab just this and this. Oh, and this. And intersect face with selection. All right, then I can start erasing stuff. So Solid Toys is awesome. I really like Solid Toys, but it's not everything. It's nice to be able to use other tools when need be. Let's see, from the middle here, we have one in the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. Man! All right, so I'm just going to make these in a single line like this.
I don't know why it always looks like magic to me whenever you've got two components mirrored next to each other and you're drawing on one and you're
Pretty
watching
much
it
because it
appear
is
magically
magic.
next to it.
That's
Yeah, it is.
all right. So if I put this,
So Lawrence is wondering why you don't copy, move, rotate the main body onto the side view to help place the lights better.
that just seemed like a lot of work for something I'd be eyeballing anyhow. I understand why that question comes up. I get it, but yeah, I don't know. It didn't seem like it was going to be worth the amount of work it would take to get it lined up. Something is off axis here. Oh, hey, a very, very poor reference line when it's hopping off in 3D space like that. Let's try that again.
That never happens to me, ever.
Wow, you're good. People ask a lot like, can I use SketchUp as a 2D drawing tool? And of course, oh, there's a curve. It's curved. Come on, me.
I'm sad to
Oh,
say,
I'm,
I just opened up 3D Warehouse and searched for Herkimer and got 0 results.
yes.
I was hoping I'd find a logo.
Mm. All right, so I'm going to put this like that. And then I'm going to take this one, stick it right here, and divide that by 7. All right, and now get rid of all this stuff. Oh, I didn't make that a component. Come on, man. Where's the magic? All right, fortunately, group copy, select all. I messed this up by... Oh, because I made that change. Okay, now, select all. Now, convert into component. Now, delete that once. Push, pull down. Push, pull up. And
Boom.
we're
Look
grilling.
at that guy.
What am I pushing? I'm pushing the wrong button, like, constantly. All right.
Something wrong with your finger?
No, just not doing the right thing. Let's try to make the middle piece look a little fancy, you know. I guess I could have done this in 2D and then just copied it over, but I did not do that. All right, that'll work. All right. Okay. It does have this one light right in the middle. Let's do that. I'm going to start, just grab a circle, plunk it down in the middle here. Then I'm going to offset that out, pull it up like that, make that into a group.
What's your Q shortcut map to?
Rotate. All right, and this has kind of a, it kind of tapers down. So I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna grab this, scale it, make it a little bit smaller. That's good enough, I think. Option, erase these. Reverse face. So a follow me could have been, this would have been an option where I could have come in here and traced this shape and then follow me. But ooh, that's not how it looks at all. Look at that. It's a little bit different. I could have done that. I didn't. Just because this, I felt like this was just going to be a quicker way to get that shape in there. And depending on the level of detail you're going for, this might be enough. Do that again. Cool. All right, the issue with putting this in now is going to be that it's going to be a little redundant because I'm putting the whole thing on here. And it'll show up, both halves will show up basically. Because it's going to be on both sides. But it'll be okay because once it joins together, it'll be the same. So if I go Command X to cut, come into context, edit, paste in place, and then explode. I have geometry on both halves overlapping each other, but it's going to work. It'll be okay.
I look forward to it being okay.
It will be okay. All right, I have these little things here. I'm seeing them at an angle, so they're tipping down, so I'm assuming that means they're going to go a little bit higher than what I see here. So I'm going to go draw a Bezier. I'm going to just pull it up a little bit higher than what I see right here. There we go. No idea what this is. A non-lethal countermeasure of some sort. No doubt. All right, and then I have this shape that is cut into it. I did not do that right. Sometimes you just know.
Just do it again.
I was saying that I started to talk and then got distracted or something, I guess. I don't know. It happens. People asking about using SketchUp as a 2D drawing tool. And it can be done, for sure. It's definitely possible. But it's just not the ideal tool, I don't feel. Do you guys use it that way?
The answers are not rolling in. I think everybody's puzzling over what the heck you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm just talking. Words are just, sometimes words just happen. Okay, that doesn't look like it's the same scale, but maybe this needs to be wider then. Subtract that from this. And then got some little vents back here. Let's see what this looks like. I'm gonna let that go for it. Oh no, this looks like it comes out, doesn't it? Did that totally wrong. That's okay, because watch this. I think this will be... I'm also, because I'm going to join this into a round surface, I'm going to make this longer on the bottom. That way I can merge it in with the body of the Jitney.
In France, would they call it Le Jitney?
I'm assuming he's asking you guys because I have chosen not to acknowledge that question.
Get that a lot.
It happens.
Mostly from my wife.
Sorry.
Okay, so Sebastian and Andy do like you doing 2D in SketchUp. They're pro 2D.
Okay. I'm not opposed to it. I just feel like the amount of policing I have to do on myself to make sure I don't do something wrong is almost counterproductive to using a different tool. But again, just me. It's one of the nice things about SketchUp, right, is people use it all different ways.
It takes all types, I believe is the expression.
That is correct. All right, there we go. I'm going to cut that, come in here, edit, paste in place, and explode. And now I can, because it's all highlighted, there's so many pieces I need to do this to, I'm just going to say intersect face with model again. I guess I could have used context too, then it would have only intersected with the stuff that was on the inside of this group. But that worked. It worked out okay. Whoa, I crossed the wall. All right, get rid of these little lines. Um, do this. Clean up, clean up. Awesome. Okay, moving on. I really don't want to. I really don't want to mess with uh, modeling wheels. I'll be totally honest with you. Just really don't enjoy doing that. It's not fun.
I feel like louvers are probably going to be similar.
Yeah, well, I feel like I can do one of those.
Yeah.
uh, I don't know. Maybe I'll do an extremely simple, oops, extremely simple follow me wheel or something like that. All right. Oops. See, that's why I can't do 2D. Right there. That was it. All right. So these come out from the body. And then for the doors, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to offset this ever so slightly and then pull those out. That's going to give me that little bit of a relief. It's going to make this look like a separate piece. But still, I'll keep it one piece. I can actually pull this up, not all the way, but like that. And then this can end up being one big mass. All right, so these have some handles and lots of little venty things. Louver, is that the term you use? That's probably the correct one?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. Here's how I'm going to do this. And it's funny because many of you probably know the man, the myth, the mystery that is Box on our forums. Awesome modeler, really nice guy, super knowledgeable about SketchUp. I mean, I kind of put him and Dave Richards together as the guys.
A couple.
Yeah, they're just,
You ship them.
yeah, whatever the kids say nowadays. That's
I'm
no,
sorry. Anyway, carry on.
no, just very, very knowledgeable people when it comes to SketchUp. They both use SketchUp in different ways, but man, just good guys, smart guys. But Box, a question came up on making a louver on the forum, and I did my best to answer it because I happened to be in that thread, and then Box came back and just did a whole bunch of gifs and just really took it to another level. But yeah, but the nice thing was I always feel validated when I say something and Dave or Box come back and they're like, "Yep."
I really like whenever someone that I consider an expert actually agrees with me.
It's special.
I guess I guess I sort of feel like maybe a lot of times I'm just making it up.
Generally speaking, I don't want to ruin anybody's opinion of me, but yeah, I do my best to give proper information. But yeah, there's times where I'm might be guessing a little bit.
So Tyson showed up. He said, "Nice work."
Hey, thanks, Tyson.
He's applauded your efforts.
I mean, it's not a bridge or anything, but I feel pretty good about it. I'm sorry, that
I
sounded like
mean, it was sort of
sarcastic,
like a,
like trying to start a fight or something. I don't know why it came out like that.
I don't know.
Thank you.
Maybe that's what we need. It's maybe you guys need to fight.
Nah.
I feel like it's sort of a bridge. Like it helps you get from outside of the layer to inside it.
I feel like you're trying to make me feel better about something that I don't know why I should feel bad about.
I'm just trying to be a peacekeeper so that you don't fight Tyson.
All right. I'm using a very, very tiny arc because I don't feel like the level of detail I'm doing requires anything bigger than just a couple point arc here. Let up. And I don't know, there's some kind of a buckle or something going on here, but I can't tell what it is. So I'm just going to make up a shape. I'm going to go, it's something like this. And I'll raise that up, and then I'll come in here and do something like that and push that down a little bit. Yeah, so there's the buckle there. Also seems to be sort of a circle here, so I'll go ahead and put that in. Assume that steps down, and then I have what I'm assuming are two screw holes here and about here, which I will also put in, drop down, grab this whole thing, reverse faces. All right. And this doesn't repeat enough to merit making it a component. I'm just going to copy it, scale it negative, and then there you go.
Boom.
All right. And now I'm going to grab all this mess, make it a group, and then let's see if I grab it from about right here, plop it about right here, and I'm going to grab that and align it with the middle of this line, and then bring it down vertically. And I'm going to grab it from this corner right here and make a copy. Make sure I'm getting the right corner. Drop that right there. Yes. Okay. So now I'm going to grab this and this and this. Make it all a group together. Go in here. Explode it all.
Yeah. Why's it got to be like that? Oh, because of merged faces.
Yeah, some stuff got funny. But I think if I just say orient faces, that gets fixed. Take a peek on the inside here. All right, so here's the issue. All of these would have to be deleted.
You should have just done that in the first place.
I really should have just done that in the first place. Even if I made them a component with glue to or something like that, that would have been quite a bit quicker. But you know what? Right now, mostly, I don't want to. Oh, somebody's not. It's your problem.
And troubleshooting that why isn't this closing?
Yeah, so this is kind of a fun learning opportunity, right? Because, so for some reason, this doesn't want to close up. So normally you start breaking this and then sooner or later you find a line that's off or something like that, trace over it again and again and again. Super frustrating. What I've started doing is when I get into this, I go into move. Don't pre-select anything, but actually start grabbing points and just shrinking the spot that's causing the issues. That may have actually been it. Yep, now I can delete this. Easier way to clean that up. All right, so now I'm gonna grab this and it actually comes up just, so let's get her up right. plunk that right there. That looks like it's just back from the corner there, so I'm just going to slide it back. Awesome.
Sebastian said he usually turns on vertex tools to spot the vertices.
Yeah, that helps too. Go ahead and explode that. All right. Look at the details. They're happening. Okay, let's model this up real quick. I don't think I've ever modeled a gas tank before. So generally speaking, gas tanks look kind of, they're roundish, right?
So here's a good question for you.
All right.
What is the reason for back surfaces in SketchUp?
Is this like you can't have a front if you don't have a back joke or something, or?
Oh no, this isn't my joke. Actually, this was
Oh.
Gunter's on Facebook. Wanted to know why it existed, why it was like that.
Because SketchUp is a surface modeler and has to have a back. I don't know. I would kind of be guessing at this point. Something like that. I mean, that's kind of an idea.
Sounds like a semi-legitimate answer.
Yeah. So SketchUp is not a solid modeler like some software out there. It is what's called a surface modeler, or I've heard people call it a polygon modeler, which I guess I'm okay with. So it separately shows that front and back geometry. I don't know if that's a reason, but that is how it works.
Okay, sounds good to me.
I don't know.
I'll accept it.
That's what I got. I don't know if that's any of that is a good enough reason, but oops. Um, I think I'm doing this the most awkward way possible right now.
I think everybody's getting quiet, just trying to figure out what's
I don't
waiting to
know.
see what happens.
I don't know what I'm doing. You guys, you left me at home alone. What did you expect? All right. Yeah, let's nip this off. Here we go. There we go. Oops. I only intersect one face. There we go.
Paolo wants to know when we're going to model a historical building from Portugal. I'll be honest, I don't know, and this is just me. I don't know any historical building, so that sounds like something to suggest.
That
Right?
would definitely be a contributing factor. My lack of knowledge of Portuguese buildings. I'll say this, there's no reason that I would be opposed to it. Got to get it behind it. There we go. Yeah. So suggest us a good building with some solid reference, and we could probably make that happen.
We have the technology.
That's right. I think complex is good. Make it difficult. We'll suggest Tyson do it. I think that sounds great.
I don't know if Tyson's still here to get that, to appreciate that.
Uh,
Which makes it that much better.
that's right. Um, I don't know what I'm doing again. I just kind of start drawing things sometimes, and then after I've drawn them a little bit, I realize I didn't really have a plan for what I was going to do next. Here, let's do this. No. Yeah, sometimes you do something when you're done, you're like, there had to be a quicker way. But at this point, I have put an
I
X
like the
on the gas tank.
it's a jerry can, as just called that a couple of times.
Jerry can, sorry.
Also, yep, you can name the component that. Perfect.
There you go.
Yeah, so I find myself often like I start doing a thing, and at some point I'm just like, I have to continue doing this because I started doing this. I can't not be doing this.
And that's there's a fine line there for when you know, that becomes insanity. Like, how long do you stick to that? I don't know that I have figured out when you should stop, because sometimes I know that I've gone too much, or I am going too much. All right. There's that. It's got like this strap around these. I think what I'm going to do is come in here, copy this, edit, paste in place, and then pull that up vertically. Oh, I'm not vertical. I'm laying on the ground right now, so. I don't know. I can't tell what that is, but
Probably the latch.
it's
Since
probably
you
some
can
kind
open
of a
it to get
latching.
your gas
Yeah.
can out. Or
Um,
jerry can out. Sorry.
I'm going to draw it so that there is enough detail to know that there's a thing there, but not necessarily what that thing is.
Make it up.
That's the plan. Fake it while you make it, like they say. I need us to go through to this. Okay, this is not ideal. Having to go pop my head underneath. Uh, that wasn't what I want to do either. Yeah, something like that. Whoa, getting squirrely. All right. There we go. right, this is bothering me though. I got some internal geometry on this guy, and it's such a simple shape that I gotta fix it. Fix it, fix it. All right. Everybody else is good. All right. We're getting detail in here. I like it. I'm happy. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm missing something. There's like these little
Blinds or something, right? Like
shade
little things. Yeah.
thingies, like windows that come out and cover the doors. And they're basically extruded rectangles, so I feel like that's sort of a slam dunk. I shouldn't really be even just 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 do that. And I know I'm getting dumb here with my model because I want to merge into my printable mass. So whoa, 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 easy now.
Settle down.
There you go.
Settle down.
And then immediately intersect it with context. That means everything is inside the group. And then I should be able to just come in here. Should be pretty quick and easy. Clean up. I'm liking it. That is a battle jitney, if ever I've seen one.
It's one of the best battle jitneys I've seen.
I'll say.
Definitely the top two.
All right, so now I got this little diamond plate. I'm not going to worry about the texture on it, but this kind of thing kind of slopes down here. I'm just going to copy and put a line like this. Run it long. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to move it to right here. All right, so that's what I want to do for that plate. So I can, now that it's in place, whoops. Do that, and I can go cut that, come into context, edit, paste in place. And because I have flat shapes just meeting up against flat shapes, I don't have to worry about intersecting. I can just come erase the redundant edges. So that's an easier cleanup on there. Let's draw this hatch. Look at that hatch. That looks like fun. He said foolishly. I'll start with a square. Whoa, that's good. That's a good square.
Nice and
Square.
equilateral.
Kind of feel like anything I do now is going to be a step down from what I just nailed. All right, I'm going to make that extra long because that'll have to, again, I'll have to bury that into the rounded shape. But it looks like it's hard to tell exactly what's going on here, but I think I got a circle in the middle of that square. Yes. That's as much as I can figure out. All right, it feels like I got maybe an offset square inside that higher up, like this lip is bigger, this one's smaller. Okay, so this is going to come up like this. I'm going to offset that, and then I'll take that. I'm just going to copy it up. Something like that. Give that a little bit of... I'm going to be cheating on some detail here because I feel like to get this properly modeled, this could be like the entire... I could spend a whole session on just this. So I'm going to try to go quickly here. Once again, I don't know why I'm not breaking there. Oh, because I didn't. There we go. No? All right. Be difficult.
So maybe what we do is next week, you just do a session that's only modeling a hatch. That'll draw them in.
Ooh, is it hatch modeling day? All right, and for these little clippy things, I said I'm gonna make this a group, and then I'm gonna come back from here.
It's so interesting that hatch detail got its own call out on the,
Yeah,
the drawings.
it is unusual. What did I just draw? All right, so I'm gonna draw a line right here for my center line reference. All right, and I'm just gonna do, I'm gonna draw a hex bolt shape right here. I'm gonna pull that up, draw a circle in the center, pull that up, and then I'm gonna copy that to here, bring that down. And I'll draw a rectangle. Well, what am I gonna do here? So perpendicular to this line. That was not perpendicular to anything. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, let's try to go perpendicular to this line right here. There we go. This is a stupid little detail. It's, I don't even know what I'm trying to draw. All right, let's just do the, I'm just gonna make this simple. Oh, too late.
You're spending as much time on this as you did massing your
Seriously.
original.
All right, here we go. Again, sometimes I get in my own way and I work in stupid angles that are like impossible to see anything. All right.
Again, we come back to sometimes we're just stubborn.
Yeah, I will own that. All right, there we go. So I'm gonna go explode that. Make this into a group. Take that group. Three X. That gets me those four pieces right there. I have slightly different ones here on the side, so I'm going to try to grab one of these, bring it to 45 degrees, and see if I can make something similar work. So I'll slide it in like this. Soften that up. All right. Unfortunately, I did not make that a component, and then I put a reverse face where I could see it. That's got to change. All right, last piece. Let's throw a little crank on here.
That turned out pretty good for something that you said was going to take an entire session.
Well,
Really, all you got to do is throw a handful of bolts around the edges, and everything looks.
That's true. It's
real and cool.
It is definitely an easy way to make stuff look good. All right, put a circle right here in the middle. You know, and I think that's like, I don't know if you guys saw, but Chris Rosewarne, when he was on our fireside chat last season, he showed like some of his, I don't know, I guess I call it greebly work. And I think that's why he's the master of what he does, is because kind of without thinking, he just runs through and makes some of that stuff.
His middle name.
What's that? Oops.
I heard Greebly was his middle name.
I could think of worse middle names.
Certainly less awkward.
Okay.
Well, now you're just making a wheel for Professor X's wheelchair.
Hey, multi-purpose, man.
Save it. Component.
That's thinking. All right. All right. There we go. Grab all that. Make it a group. And I'm going to grab it by this point right here. Right, I think it turns 90 degrees, but I'll slap it right there. Nope. I'm going to go to that same point, that midpoint, rotate it 90 degrees. Wow, that's pretty close. That was very close. I'm going to raise it up because it's at the angle of that slope right there. See that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it down. So it's about like that. There's where I want it. And then I'm going to rotate it from the point it intersects the ridge. Come over here and grab this point and then rotate it down like that. And there we go. It's not perfect, but you know it's a hatch. All right.
Undeniable.
Where are we at? So about 15 more minutes of sweet, sweet modeling. I probably have to put a wheel of some sort on here. So I don't want to spend the
Sebastian said just do it as a pie. Do a pie piece. Maybe you do one pie piece per 2 bolts.
Okay, so you guys actually want to see a wheel. I hear you. All right, I'm gonna stick a circle right here.
There's 10 bolts there.
Is there? Okay, that was my next question. All right, so
Hmm.
I need to put in a circle. So 10 bolts. So I'll do a 20-sided circle.
Lawrence said that wheels are really easy. So there
Boom.
you have it.
Okay, so there we go. All right, so this is the piece then I have to model. So what I'll do is, all right, I'm gonna grab this, offset that back to here, offset that back to here. So now I have all my pieces. Now I just have to fill in the detail of that. So let's see. If I put an arc from here to here, and I can grab this and this, rotate that from there to there. Wow, that hit right on the line. That was unexpected. Happy birthday.
I don't know. I think it's the third time you've done something like exactly. You've eyeballed it right on the line.
I'd like to say it's skill, but
It's just the fates have aligned.
yep, I guess so. Something like that. All right, so I do want to, let me see how I pulled that. Nah, thinking too much. I'm thinking too much. Stop it. No more thinking. All right, so I'm gonna grab that line. All right, so there we go. So that's evenly spaced. If I go and then I'm drawing this inside. All right, there we go. I get rid of all of this. Get rid of all of this. And now I can take this geometry, rotate it from this point, option to this point, take both those, bring them up to here, pull this up. All right. Get rid of some
I feel
stuff.
like one of the bolts or one of the nuts should be a locking nut, like a security, so nobody steals your wheels,
You
man.
think somebody messes with your wheels when you pull up in this thing? You non-lethally take them out if they mess with your wheels. All right. Let's get rid of X-ray. You know, I find I don't use X-ray very often.
Yeah, it's very well. I kind of switch between X-ray versus wireframe.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think I probably use X-ray more than I use wireframe, though.
Maybe I'm very, I'm just shallow. I'm on the surface. So, all right, I'm gonna grab that, make that into a component. My wheel chunk. All right, I'm going to grab it. Option 4X. Should give me the whole thing. And I'm going to grab all of that. Make group. And then I know I didn't do tread, but that's a spot that I'm okay skipping a little bit because it's mostly time consuming and not a whole lot of gain. The front tire is different in the movie, but in this case, I think we're gonna optimize our Jitney design and make them all the same. All right, I'm going to use cleanup to merge my faces. And then I'm going to go to cleanup again and erase stray edges. Yeah, and then I'm going to click everything and soften it real quick. Oh yes, that's it. Okay, so there we go. We got a wheel. Option. Oh, now it's looking like something.
That is definitely looking like a legitney. Wow. I feel like it sounds like I've probably been waiting this entire video to say that, but I literally just came out.
It came out all right. Wait a minute, what's going on? Am I in context? Wait a minute, what did I do? Oh, okay. I copied them instead of cutting them, so I have a copy of them sitting here. Not what I wanted. All right. All right, I want to throw on that front bumper, and then I think I'm going to have to call it.
Stick a proverbial fork in it.
That's right. It's pretty cool looking. All right, front bumper. So it looks like it's kind of a, this is all in plane. You see that? So I think I can model this shape and then just pull it out to this length and then just start slapping lights on it.
So looking at the front, are like the front wheels more narrow than the back, or what's that
No,
extra
so
width?
the front wheels are set in more and then the back wheels pop
Uh,
out. So if you look at the rear view like that,
okay.
so actually, so yeah, if I come in here, this guy should be actually more like that. Or maybe the back one
Okay.
should be further out. I don't know.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Let's meet in the middle. Or let's not meet in the middle.
Let's meet on the outer edges.
That's right. Well, all that talk about meat made me think about a hamburger.
That's a good idea.
It is. Now I really want a burger. All right, this is symmetrical. So I'm going to model half of this. Uh-huh. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna put my arc up a little bit. We'll do like a 12 side. This is pretty. This is hero prop stuff right there. Go ahead and weld this.
See, Ash was having burgers for dinner, and now I
Oh,
feel like I might have to leave right now so I can go make something
I
real
know.
quick.
That sounds. You know, I know you're better about this than I am, Jody, but there's some times where I'm running on Fridays and I forget to do things like eat. And when that happens, talking about food becomes a distraction.
I get that. I get that.
All right, so make that 2 inches. All right, so all right, make that into its own group. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So many lights.
It's a lot of lights. All right, I'm gonna cheat a little bit here because again, I feel like this is another one of those spots where this could be all we do. But I'm gonna make one light profile and reuse it. Just a little length and then it's a little deeper. All right, and bring this up. I'm just gonna do the same thing I did on that other light we worked on.
Why not just take the other light?
I was kind of thinking I
Period.
probably should have just done that.
Maybe. Maybe.
I think I'm gonna make this a little bit simpler. Like, I think that's gonna be it.
Is the bar go across the middle too? Of the head of the bumper? I mean, I guess we're not looking at that right now.
What's that now? The bar.
What is the
Oh yeah,
line that
it
goes
does.
across the
Continues right
middle?
there. You're right.
Okay.
I will get that. Oop, I'm out of context. I lost my face. There we go. And that should get rid
Nice.
of
Way to
those.
save face.
Saved it. All right, let's bring this up so I have some space to work. Yep, we'll come up here. Pull that out to here. Okay, so that one's there. That one's there. Keeping these all in plane with each other. And then we have 3 smaller ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this one. Ah, dang. Oh,
I can still hear you.
okay.
You're still coming through to me.
I dropped off for a second there, though.
It seemed nothing felt glitchy to me. Oh, nope. Never. Move a little bit more than you're doing because I keep thinking you're not moving. Okay, that's better.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you're maybe because we're on this in the same city.
Is it streaming everywhere else, though? Okay, there we go. Now we're back. It did. I lost internet. It actually popped up and said, you are not connected to the internet for a second there.
How
Looks like we're
exciting
back
is
now.
that? Okay.
Oh,
You're probably fine for me since we're just a straight.
yeah. Maybe
No,
that's
I
it.
don't know. I don't know why. If you lost the internet, I don't know how that worked.
I don't know. I don't know either.
Curious.
All right,
Oh well, we're here now.
I'm back. Or never left. One of the two. All right, so I'm going to make a super quick bracket, like extruded rectangle kind of quick. So this is going to look like this. It's going to pull out like this. And I'm going to grab it. And I'm going to move it right here. I'm going to drop it down. And then I'm going to do that again with the same size bracket. I want it to look like it's the same. Bring it over here. All right, and then I can just take that, Command X, come in context here, edit, paste in place, and it'll show up on all of them. Two of them, of course, or well, this one's upside down. Same thing here. I can say, oops, cut it, edit, paste in place. This one. Good, good.
Oh, we haven't talked at all, really, other than the fact that a video exists about that thing in your left hand.
Oh yeah. This thing right
I knew I was
here,
curious about that.
this is a 3D mouse. This is an accessory you can use with SketchUp and other 3D modeling tools. It takes the load off of your other mouse when it comes to spinning around and moving in 3D space. Not a requirement by any means, but a nice way to speed up your work as a designer and also make animations smoother and more friendly and approachable. A little D ring right up here. I'm not gonna do a follow me for this. I'm just gonna make it like this and take it and just smoothen.
Smooth and eight. Yep.
No, that was over smoothed. I don't like that. All right, so I'm gonna say group, and we're gonna go from the middle or the nope, the middle. There we go. Raise that up to the middle of that line. All right, I'm gonna grab all of that, make a component.
Sebastian would like for you to do some Mr. Furious impersonations.
I don't know if I could do Ben Stiller. I am a ticking time bomb of
Anger
terror.
building. That's true.
All right.
Although he does get met with some appropriate justice whenever he's in there talking to what's her name, and she's like, "I don't find you intimidating
At
at
all.
all."
Oh, that's kind of you to say. At all.
And then he blows his bloody nose
So
tissue.
Oh, that was the worst. Oops. All right. I'm going to slap this on here, and I think I'm going to call this where we are getting to. Grab by midpoint, line it up with the midpoint. Nope, come on. There we go. And now I can start positioning it. So it's a little ways off the front. So I'll take that, drag it from here out to here. All right, and where is this? So this goes quite a bit below that grill. I can see these through that hole, so I gotta drop it down a little bit more. Not that I necessarily put those in the perfect spot either. Oh, that's pretty cool looking. Oh, it's ridiculous looking is what it is, but it's ridiculous in a good way.
Right? You can be cool and also ridiculous.
That's
it's
right.
Fine.
Oh man, that is pretty cool Jitney. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna come in here. One last thing. Grab this and delete it, and then shift delete my edges between them. Maybe I'm not going to do this. There we go. If I look out from the inside, that's going to be easier. Don't want to. If anybody else has ever done that, they get to the point where they're doing cleanup and they accidentally erase a portion of their model.
little too clean.
That's right. You're doing it wrong. Too much. Too much.
So Titus is late. He got here just in time to see us wrapping up, but he did acknowledge that it got quite a bit done in 2.5 hours.
Thanks, Titus. Well, this is the... Oh. I feel pretty good about that. Awesome. Well, I think that is... nuts. Okay, hold on. I have to draw this. This is the non-lethal...
the non-lethalist part of the whole thing.
That's right. But I think this will go quick because I can just do that, and then from there... All right, pull that up like that. And give it a little lip like that. Oh, that was bad. Bad decision. Bad plan. Oh, I got fast and sloppy and it's all falling apart. Who knew that would come back to bite me?
I'm sorry. I feel like I
This is the
take
problem.
partial responsibility for this because I said at the beginning that you have to make sure to include that.
Yeah. Right.
This is my fault.
Mm-hmm.
Just point your finger at me.
Sorry, that's where he's in
or
my...
something like that.
That's where he's in my office. It's over there. All right. All right. That's going to be it. Whoa, too much. When it's collapsed. Yeah, that'll be good enough right now. And this looks like, I think this is, whoops. If I grab it by this, I believe this is center line. Show me my hidden again. All right, drop that vertically. Whoops. Awesome. There we go. Now it's a battle jitney. Before it's just like a jitney. Now it's ready to do
like a
some
suburban jitney. Yeah, that looks pretty legit.
Awesome. Well, that's where I'm going to leave it, you guys. I will get this up at some point in the 3D warehouse, and I'll link to it in the forum post. Let me just clean some things up real quick. And boom. That turned out pretty cool. Yeah, so not bad. 2.5 hours. I feel pretty good about that. Um, it is one of those models where, and there's enough detail on uh, the that file, that image, that you could probably spend a long time adding detail to that. That could be this could be like my return to the cyberpunk apartment. I've been spending lots of hours on that. I feel like this could be one of those too. It's a good model. If you tackle this, I should say this too. If you use the files that we post on our forum, make sure you share your file with us there, because I would love to starting this live stream with call outs to your models. So if you guys start putting your models up into the forum on the same thread, and I see them, I'll try to open up your model and show them, because that's pretty cool. I'd love to see when people. This is supposed to be a inspiration or a kickoff, not the final product necessarily. So whether that is taking this and like, I've had some people 3D print or render models from the live streams, but if you just take over with your own model, that's awesome too. So anyhow, hey, I think we're there. That's it. I'm done. I'm talking. Finished.
Shut it.
Shut it. All right. Well, yeah. Thank you guys. Thanks for hanging out. This was a ton of fun. It was weird.
Thank you, Aaron, for doing this.
Hey, my pleasure. What else am I going to do on a Friday afternoon, right? Okay, I can think of some things.
What do you do most of the time?
Oh,
yeah.
Time goes by. Yeah, I'm going to go find a burger.
Emilio sit. Yeah.
Oh, and safe.
Oh, and safe.
Awesome. You guys have an awesome weekend, a wonderful week, and hopefully I'll see you next Wednesday. Tyson's going to be on here modeling a lightsaber. That's going to be a fun one. And then we'll be coming back next Friday and doing machine parts. It's going to be awesome. So yeah, until then, see you guys.
See you guys.